Then there was the joyful track called Buongiorno a te, and it was a kind of like the traditional Italian song Fiori Fiorello. It was an happy song, very funny, very light. It was like kind of like Fiori Fiorello year 2000, let's say. And then there was this song I was talking about, Adoro, dedicated to his newly born little girl Alice. It was a kind of like swing boogie track, and they shot a video for it, and it was very nice. It was kind of like a can-can burlesque kind of ballet with many girls dancing around him, and the whole video was very colorful, very glam, and very lush. A nicely directed video. Then there was another video for one of the most beautiful tracks on the CD called Il Canto. It was a romantic ballad, and the video was featuring fans, any kind of fans, singing singing alongside the words of the track. It was shot, and it's been shot in the streets of New York. There were like Italian people in Brooklyn, and yeah, something like that. And it was quite simple but very interesting, and there were of course close-ups of the maestro as well. And so basically this whole CD was an incredibly well done project. High quality, well orchestrated, very various in genre, as this newly called genre, as they were calling it, the tenor pop or classical crossover. And it was like spreading around. There were like many artists around the world singing this new kind of thing that was basically the new mainstream genre, like it has been in the 50s or 60s, like the chansonnier thing, like Dean Martin or Frank Sinatra. Now they were having this kind of artists, tenors or singers with deep, well-established, constructed voices, like of course like Andrea Bocelli did, or at the same time real tenors that were like for a change, instead of singing just opera tracks in the theaters, they were singing pop songs, or like the Gladiator track, like songs taken from famous movies. Okay, so between September and October 2003, Pavarotti did many promotional appearances in TV shows in USA, like the Jay Leno, and UK, Top of the Pops, I think, I don't remember exactly. And of course the sales were getting higher. In Italy, of course, they don't work like this, as usual. When I called the Universal Music for asking an appointment, they didn't even know that this CD was coming out, and it was like kind of shocking, because it was like 1 month before his European release. I didn't have a clue, and it was like a big embarrassment, because Decca wasn't represented in Italy. It was like part of the Universal Music Group. That's why it was really strange that they weren't aware at all of this release. And considering also that the maestro had already planned some TV appearances in October to present this CD, and the TV presenters hadn't even received the CD, or no one was knowing anything, no promotional photos, no flyers, nothing at all. That was really, really bad. And the CD wasn't in the shops. Later on, yes, they did some kind of like badly constructed announcement, but by then it was a bit late, I think. And that was, I think in this late part of 2003, already you were about to predict what was happening in the music world, in the music business, that this big crisis that is still like blocking the music industry. Many publishers or record companies were closing or getting acquired by more powerful groups, like EMI getting absorbed by another one, and all these kind of stories. And so this slowly brought to disaster, with like so many employees losing their jobs, team producers or managers or A&R people, many people losing their jobs all over the world because of this crisis. And of course artists too, because they weren't having their projects developed, and the A&R following them were losing the jobs. So many projects were getting put on hold, like put into hibernation, and I think this was a part of this process. We were still at the beginning of this crisis, but I think you already could smell it coming. And I think it was like there was also a mistake in the promotional campaign. By then, already it wasn't enough releasing a CD. You had like to take it by the hand, like doing TV shows, promotional meeting with fans, signing CDs, free gigs. I mean, like a promotional campaign. It wasn't necessarily, it wasn't so easy saying, okay, I'm a superstar, I'm having my CD released, go and buy it. It wasn't working like this anymore. All the major artists too were sweating a lot now for spreading the news around, that they were having a new workout. TV shows and radio appearances and many things had to be done. And from his point of view, from his way of working and the way he always worked, of course Pavarotti wasn't ready to do this, and he didn't plan this, and he didn't even care about doing this, of course, because he was like one of the most famous artists in the world, and he thought he didn't need to do this. I guess him and his staff and the record company too probably thought that would have been enough putting the CD out and say, this is the first Luciano Pavarotti's CD with unreleased songs, recording specifically for him by composers from all over the world. It's in the shops, buy it. No, it wasn't working like this. And I think this has been like probably unpredictable mistake, but anyway, this happened, and I think this this has been part of this kind of obscurity that absorbed the CD. Of course, Pavarotti had to follow as well commitments that he took years before this release, like concerts all over the world, and he was cutting a few of them because he was getting tired and he wanted to take care of his marriage. He wanted to take care of his little baby Alice, and by this way I think because of this the CD didn't get all the attention I think he needed, because I still think is a good work. So basically the radios didn't give airplay, and yeah, the CD didn't get much airplay, or at least just a little in the States, in Italy nothing at all, and MTV or other music video channels didn't play these two beautiful videos he shot. All this kind of thing, and also the reviews were like, they were kind of nice, but like saying the CD was too pop for his hardcore followers, hardcore fans, mostly dedicated to lyrical or opera music, and was too lyrical for the mainstream pop audience. Bocelli is on the verge, because anyway he sings popular songs. This Pavarotti CDs was a little more adventurous, I would say. I don't know, anyway I think that unfortunately not many people got to know this CD, and I think this is this is a shame, because really the CD could have had like a bigger impact, a bigger luck, if he only had got like a more powerful promotional campaign, like a bigger effort from everyone. It's a shame also that in all these years it hasn't been released or re-released like for occasions like, I don't know, like 10 years reissues or limited editions, like a special promotional campaigns. It got re-released inside a box called Luciano Pavarotti The Studio Collection, including 15 CDs of like famous tenor arias, or yeah, like Neapolitan songs or traditional Italian songs.